Well, good evening, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Goose Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Oh my God. Mm, 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 mm. Almost like clockwork, Philly 500 will text me some pictures of Jordan Davis to kind of rub it in that we got Jordan Davis and you didn't. Okay, you know what? Congratulations, man. You got a guy that I would have loved to have had. Way to go. Congratulations. Okay, I got it. Okay, it's funny how you Eagle fans have no couth. And let me make something clear here because I finished doing my live stream. Let me be clear because we have a lot of you Eagle fans who are coming out who don't know how to act. You're used to dealing with just regular old Eagle fans, and you guys, you eat horse crap and things like that. You eat them nasty cheesesteaks and stuff. You don't actually get out in the real world of the public. I know you don't understand having ladies around and stuff, right? Because when you come on my channel, you come in, you talk stupid crap, you end up, basically not understanding and being able to read the room, as my wife would say. By reading the room, that means understand what's the norm going on around here and how do I fit in. I have no problem with an Eagle fan coming in and talking and hyping up their team and things like that. But listen, if you come on my channel for a live stream, understand we actually have wonderful ladies that are actually in here. Wonderful ones, really nice. Ones that probably know more about football than you do. Ones that also kick your ass. If you come in and you start disrespecting the ladies, or if you come in and just start disrespecting each other, I am not one of those typical YouTubers that are, a 20 something. I'm 56 years old and I don't have time to waste with stupid stuff. And so if you come in and you attack people, or if you just do a whole bunch of cussing and stuff like that, the moderator's going to get you and, time you out. And if you come in and you're a whiny little bitch and complain, oh, I can't defend myself, I'm going to time your ass out. Because I ain't got time for a little whiny bitch. And do me one favor. If you as an Eagle fan, and see, this is why I can respect Philly 500 and why he's my friend. Philly will talk trash, and I have no problem with him talking trash. But when it's his turn to take it, he's going to be there. He's not like you little cockroaches that only come in when it's fair weather. When it's safe, oh, there's no rain, let me come in here and, just run all over the place. Don't be a freaking cockroach. If you come in right now talking smack about the Eagles and how good they are, when you lose, make sure you come in as well and take your medicine. Serious. So congratulations on Jordan Davis. He looks like he's going to be the real deal. And I know you're all trying to say, oh, well, now you're going to, before you were all hyped on him and stuff. I'm still hyped on him. I think he's going to be a great player. I hope that maybe I was wrong, okay? That's my hope right now, that I was wrong. But I got a pet player right now. And as much as I would have loved to have had Jordan Davis, seeing the highlights from this past year and seeing the build of John Ridgeway, I'm happier than I've been in a long time. To see the Cowboys, for once, change some stuff. And see, I think the Cowboys have been changing some things because of the influence of Dan Quinn. See, typically, when the Cowboys hire a coach, first thing they do is hire somebody that's been related to the Dallas Cowboys of old. A former player, a former coach, or things like that. They bring them in and say, we're the Cowboys, and this is how we did it back in the 90s, and we won Super Bowls. And they keep following that same pattern over and over without getting the key pieces, not understanding that they had Jimmy Johnson, who was there evaluating the talent, and he had great assistant coaches that were taking his philosophy and doing it. And they actually used bringing in other people that were higher profile people, not bargain basement ones. So they took some of the stuff, but not the whole formula. So when they ended up hiring, um, damn, before Rod Martinelli, his boss, Monty Kiffin. He brought in Monty Kiffin. You're a coach, and we're going to pick the players and your, other assistants and stuff. They cut him off at the knees with Jason Garrett. You're the coach. Well, we're going to take the play calling away from you, and we're going to hire all the coaches and the assistants and everything else, and you just kick back and, you're the coach. For once, they seem to have bought into Dan Quinn and his philosophy. When they brought in Dan Quinn, he wasn't like other coaches where they cut him off the knee and said, here's the players you're going to work with. It seems like they have bought into Dan Quinn's philosophy because Dan Quinn, the players that he's getting are not the typical ones that the Cowboys would get. For example, they usually don't buy into interior defensive linemen. The fact that they drafted Quinton Bohannon last year in the 6th round was literally a first since back in Leon Lett and Russell Maryland days back in the 90s. To follow it up and getting John Ridgeway in the 5th round, granted you had 4 picks, he's actually a really good prospect, which is what the defense needed. I had a lot of hope last year for Quinton Bohannon, but Quinton Bohannon is still young and still very raw and still has a lot to learn. I hope Quinton Bohannon makes a team, but if he doesn't, it's because of John Ridgeway. John Ridgeway will be a role player. And understand, the Cowboys are kind of a hybrid defense where they'll do a 4-3 and a 3-4. So you don't always need a nose tackle. You may have 2 defensive linemen, as in 2 tackles. Sometimes you'll go to a 3 defensive line set where you've got actually a 5-man front. See, this is where it's funny because they call it a 3-4 and a 4-3. We used to call it back in my day 40 defense, which meant that you had 4 down linemen. Basically, you had your defensive ends and your tackles. So that was a 40 defense. And of course, a 50 defense was you had a nose guard who lines up over the center. You had 2 tackles over the tackles, and you had 2 defensive ends or outside linebackers. Basically, a defensive end and an outside linebacker are about the same. The difference being is an outside linebacker will go from a 2-point stance as opposed to having his hand in the dirt. From time to time, they will go into coverage. DeMarcus Lawrence is a defensive end who is now becoming an outside linebacker from time to time on those defenses. DeMarcus Ware was an outside linebacker because most of the time he was coming from a standing position. Okay. For the Cowboys, most of the time, they would like to draft a defensive end and say, you're also a tackle. Or from time to time, they would get tackles. They've never really believed in the nose tackle. They'll say, we can just take a tackle, and he's going to be a nose tackle. But see, that's not the thing. I'm going to tell you, I've been scarred for life playing nose guard. And this is one of the reasons why I like Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is a few years younger than me. Dan Quinn played nose guard too. Undersized. But you have to understand, if you want violence, play nose guard. I don't know that there's any more violent spot to be in. I don't know that anybody takes more abuse than a nose guard. You get hit every single play. You have the football right there. Your sweat just about drips onto the football every play, but you don't get the football. You don't get to touch it. It's literally right there. The fire, that's the football. Every play. The center, he's a football length. His head is a football length away from you. There's the clip zone. And a lot of people don't understand what the clip box is. That means you can get hit below the knees. Can't do that outside of the tackles. Can't do that on kick returns. But it's okay on every play to knock the snot out of the guy anywhere from his feet up because you're in the clip zone. It's bad enough that you line up on the center. Sometimes you'll shade a little to the right, sometimes you'll shade a little to the left. And what that means is now you got this gap over here. And guess what happens? It's bad enough that you got to hit the center. But now you got the guard who both of them are trying to knock you out. So now you got about 600 pounds of guys trying to eject you from where they're trying to run the football. And your job is to drop an anchor, to get down low, to split the double team and hold that spot, and to keep that guard from getting to the linebackers back there. So that way the linebackers can get the tackle and the glory. You have to enjoy physicality. You have to enjoy pain and inflicting pain. You will be battered and bruised and sore as hell after every game. And that is the life of a nose guard. And there's not a lot of people that can do that. When you talk about a war daddy, that's what you have to be a nose guard. You're going to get hit from every which way. From this side, from that side, from this guy, from the fullback, from the tight end coming doing a wham. And that's the worst ones. A tight end doing a wham block. You're down here like this, looking at this guy, figuring I'm going to get hit by him. And here it is. You got the tight end in motion. You can't even see it coming. And that center, he goes off that way. And here comes that tight end, and he clips your ass. It's violent. And when I've looked at these clips of John Ridgeway, that's that kind of guy. A guy who, he's an Arkansas guy. They're going to take him there to Dallas. They're going to feed him some of them 75-ounce steaks. He's going to be corn-fed. He's got big hips and thighs. I hope that they build that upper body. Because, see, he's still got his baby body. His baby body. You know, he's got the baby fat and stuff on him. He hasn't gotten his NFL man body yet. Might not get it this year. Probably take another year for him to get there. But if that guy, and you won't see it in the statistics. You know, you look at the statistics and you see 28 tackles and 2 sacks and 5 tackles for loss. That's not his job to make the tackles. Your job is to toe the line. Any tackles and sacks you get, that's gravy. That's, hey, great job. But all you need to do is toe that line. And I learned that lesson at JMU. Because I remember in a JV game we were playing in, I was small and I was quick. And I could do a jab step and rip. It was my move. I was light. If it was a double team with Kenny Dalton and Steve Ham or something in practice, they're double teaming me, I'm in the secondary. It's hard for me to drop the anchor at 220 with guys that were 250, 260. But when it was pass rushing, I could jab step, dip the shoulder, and rip, and come back across the guy's face and shoot the gap. I remember doing that. It was 3rd down and long, and I dipped, took my jab step, dipped and ripped, shot the gap, and was literally following the quarterback as he was going back and taking his steps. When he finally took a step to take the throw, I was already there. Stopped him. Remember coming back off the field, coach lit me up. So what was your assignment? I said to hold the A gap. I said, but coach, I got the quarterback. He said, what was your assignment? To hold the A gap. I said, but coach, it was third down. I stopped him. He said, yeah. So you don't understand. Your linebacker got blown up because you were showboating. Your job is not to get the quarterback. Your job is to keep that linebacker clean. And that is the life of a nose tackle. And that's why I'm excited about having John Ridgeway. The Cowboys have had a problem on their defense, and I think this defense is going to be much better than they were last year. And that is towing the line in the middle of the field. I hope Quinn Bohannon makes the team and takes steps forward. And those steps being forward is he needs to be lower. He needs to get a signature move. He needs to get a little more wind in him. And I hope John Ridgeway can be that war daddy in the middle. So as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, as well as you ladies. Stuart Morrison got out of the hospital. He's back home, but he's not doing real well. Make sure you guys keep him in your prayers and your thoughts. And make sure you tell somebody you love them tonight. Because you might not get the chance again. I appreciate y'all, and God willing, I'll be here in the morning. Turn out the lights, y'all. This party's over.